We are live. What is going on, everybody? Sorry for being about 2 minutes late. Just doing the finishing touches on the little clip I put together for this prediction. But you know what it is. We always working hard. Let's go ahead and switch over right quick. Hold on 1 second to my face. There we go. What is going on, everybody? Thank you for coming to episode 78 as we continue to go strong. Now, tomorrow is a big deal. Tomorrow is probably, maybe, other than the Tyson Fury-Usyk fight, the most officially confirmed important fight that we currently have. Tomorrow will determine who Canelo Alvarez fights next. Is it going to be David Benavidez? Or is it going to be Demetrius Andrade? That is important. Now, I'm constantly forgetting to make sure that I have this up. But here we go. Gotta start off with the Hashim 47, the legend Hashim 47 with the Let's Go champ. Thank you so much, brother, for coming in here. And of course, we got you guys in here. David Morales as well. Ep.78 up in here. Adrian Dones with What's Up Fanatics. Replicate Moth here as well. And Anthony Murchison. But of course, you know, the man, the myth, the legend, always in here, always representing Hashim 47. And before we start the show, we got to do the Michael Buffer, as y'all already know, because that gives us the energy to start the show off right. Hold on 1 second. Here we go. Let's get ready to rumble is right, because tomorrow we gonna get to rumbling with David Benavidez versus Demetrius Andrade. Now, this is a big fight. Now, there's a few things that I definitely want to touch on when it comes to this fight. A few things. We're going to look at the tactical advantages first, right? The tactical advantages is like probably the most important thing. Are we going to do a watch party tomorrow? Yeah, we're going to do a watch party tomorrow. So if y'all going to be here, we're going to have a blast, right? So yes, a watch party will happen tomorrow, ASAP TV. Okay, so there's two things. There's obviously other tangible stuff, but endurance is another thing that I'm going to touch on because that's going to be important in this fight. But I'm going to look at the tactical advantages, and that's how we're going to figure out and how we're going to do our final prediction. I've been leaning one way throughout the course of this, throughout the lead up, but I never do my official prediction until it's my official prediction, and this is the official prediction, all right? So, and that's coming off of film study, looking at what they're doing consistently, trying to puzzle piece how they fight and how that connects with them fighting each other, because that's important, right? They could have something that's good, but it doesn't matter because somebody else does something that's good against that thing that they do good. So it's always important to not only pay attention to the fighters themselves, but pay attention to the fighters and how they fit in the puzzle piece between them fighting someone else and how that person fits with them. So that's always an important thing. All right. So the first thing we're going to do, because you know I'm a stat guy, I love stats, is we're going to look at the CompuBox overall ranking records. We have to look at that because that's going to give us an idea of not just like what you feel about what they do, but statistically proven what they do. And remember, guys, I understand that people always want to harp on CompuBox. CompuBox has been proven through multiple data testing to be only off by about 2%. So you can chop off 2% here and there wherever you want, but they're only off by a margin of about 2%. All right. Let me see. Another PBC hype job getting exposed tomorrow. Who do you think is the PBC hype job? Because they're both from the PBC. Which one you think is the PBC hype job, King of 47? Let's keep in mind, by the way, guys, with the Shakur Stevenson win against De Los Santos, here on Boxing Fanatico, we are on a 10-fight prediction streak. Double-digit prediction streak. 10. So this fight will give us 11 in a row if we are correct. Let's go over here. Hold on one second. Andrade came from the zone. Oh, so he's in the PBC now, but you're referring to David Benavidez. You're saying that David Benavidez is going to get exposed. Am I correct on that? Okay, I think that's what you were trying to say. All right, so let's go ahead and switch over. Let's switch over right quick. All right, so here we have, make sure this doesn't pop up. Okay, here we have the CompuBox numbers. And if you notice on here, these are all-time numbers, right? This is everybody, including if they would have had it broken down for just super middle, it would be a completely different story. But they don't. This is everything, which kind of makes it even more crazy when you're on here because you're in here mixed with smaller divisions, heavier divisions, what have you. All right, so categorically, there's 5 spots that Demetrius Andrade appears in the top 10 around across the board with all the boxers, and there's 7 categories that David Benavidez appears in. All right, so we're gonna look at the plus minus category. David Benavidez is 4th in the entire world, according to CompuBox, in plus minus with a plus 16.7. Right, Demetrius Andrade is in the top 10 with a 12.4. Even if you were to look into the 2% margin of error, it would still keep David Benavidez above Demetrius Andrade, right? But here, this is an important stat because this basically means that you are very effective in there. You're landing shots, but you're not getting hit. You're getting hit way less than the shots that you're landing. You have a plus minus. Plus minus is basically taking the hits that taking punches that hit you and subtracting that by punches that you're landing, and that gives you the plus minus. All right, so they're both plus 16.7 for David Benavidez, 12.4 for Demetrius Andrade. Now, when we look at this, is a really important stat. Total connect percentage. David Benavidez is at the top of the mountain. In total connect percentage, this includes every single division, heavyweight, flyweight, everything in between. It doesn't matter. Every division is included in this total percentage. David Benavidez sits at the top of the mountain with 37.6% connect. Demetrius Andrade is not in the top 10 here. Now, again, this is not just their division. This is across all of boxing. David Benavidez has the highest total connect percentage. Now, what does that tell you? What does a stat like that tell you about David Benavidez? It says that he is laser accurate. That means he might have a little quirks and nuances and little tricks here to ensure that his punches hit the target. Better than anyone in the world. Better than anyone in the world based on CompuBox stats. Average total punches landed. This is another incredible stat when you combine it with the total connect percentage. This means he's landing in the top 10 percentile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the world. Look who's number 1. Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez, Leo Santa Cruz, Brandon Figueroa, Juan Francisco Estrada. All of these guys are small guys. All of these guys are small guys. And then David Benavidez. Gennady Golovkin's big, but then before Gennady Golovkin is David Benavidez, right? You got all these small guys mixed in here with Gennady Golovkin and David Benavidez, and David Benavidez is in there, mixed in with these small guys as a super middle. Landing all of these punches, and then also being the most accurate in boxing, period. Then when we go to jab connect percentage, and mind you, Demetrius Andrade is nowhere to be found in these categories here. He's nowhere to be found. Jab connect percentage. Now, David Benavidez lands a lot of his jabs, right? He's 5th here. No, 6th. Again, he's 6th here. But one of the things that David Benavidez does is he fights very squared up. He's very squared up. David Benavidez is a very squared up guy. And because he's squared up, his straight is just as deadly as his jab. His left hook is just as deadly as his right. It's very powerful punches coming from either direction. So he might be hitting you like this, and all of that is literally bludgeoning you, but it's being considered a jab. And he has a high jab connect percentage. So this man is very laser sharp. You're going to get a deep breakdown prediction here. When you come boxing for that, we don't just do the regular stuff that they do on TV saying, he's aggressive, he going to come at you. That's why they call him the monster. But Demetrius Andrade, he going to box. He going to be smart. That's that surface level. We not giving you nothing. We just saying the zeitgeist understanding of what these fighters are. We're going to look at numbers, and then we're going to look at the visuals that where the numbers represent what's happening. Now, average power landed per round, punches. David Benavidez is also in the top 10 for that. Power connect percentage. So this is how much he's connecting versus how much he's missing. He's also in the top 10 for this one, which is crazy. It's crazy. Now, opponent's total punch landed fewest. Shakur Stevenson being number 1, but Demetrius Andrade is number 2. So when they say that surface level stuff about he's aggressive, he's going to come get you, there's truth in that. They're just not breaking it down enough for you, but there's truth in that. David Benavidez, all these stats are showing he's aggressive and he's accurate, which is so deadly. He's aggressive, but he's not just throwing punches anywhere. He's landing the punches on your face and on your body. But Demetrius Andrade makes you miss, which makes this a really good clash. A really good clash. And he doesn't make you miss in the way where he's running. We're not going to get a performance like we did with Shakur Stevenson. I promise you. And we're going to see why. I promise you that we're not. Because that's not the way that he normally fights. Opponent's power punch landed. Demetrius Andrade is here as well. So not only are they not landing overall punches, which includes the jab. My man said, I'm about to export this data into an Excel. See who's number overall. I see Lomachenko on here a lot. Yeah. This CompuBox data is really good. He's on here as well. So he's also making you miss your powerful shots. And that's important. That's really important because you get hit with one of those, you're going to get hurt. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get hurt. I don't know how Benavidez is overrated. My man is in 7 different categories over here. He's even in a category in terms of average punches thrown, and he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be in that category because he's a big guy. He's in that category mixed in with all that, which means he got a crazy engine. But he's also accurate, which is crazy. Unlike someone, for example, like Errol Spence, he had a really high engine, but he wasn't super accurate. And then we got opponent power punch connect percentage lowest. So both Demetrius Andrade and David Benavidez is here. So even though David Benavidez is aggressive, he doesn't necessarily get hit with the most powerful shots that much. He might get hit with some jabs. He might get jabbed up, but he's not getting hit with the most powerful shots, which is important to his constant pressure, right? Because if he's not getting battered, if you're just tagging him with jabs, he'll be able to continuously be that monster, that looming monster that's nonstop moving forward, right? And that's all. In terms of the categories, that's all we have. So we have Demetrius Andrade. He's opponent's total connect percentage. He's in the top 3. Then we also have opponent's power punch connect percentage. He's in the top 3 with David Benavidez right behind him. Opponent power punch landed. Demetrius Andrade is in the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's in the top 10. Opponent's total punch landed. Demetrius Andrade is in number 2 out of 10. So obviously the defensive faculties, the defensive stuff, they're going to go to Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade is going to be the more defensive person coming into this fight by the stats. If I never seen any of their fights ever before, just looking at the numbers, I can tell that Demetrius Andrade, stat-wise, is the more defensive fighter, and David Benavidez, stat-wise, is the more aggressive fighter. Demetrius Andrade's plus-minus comes from his defense, while Demetrius Andrade, while David Benavidez plus-minus comes from his aggression. So even though we didn't get too much information from the plus-minus when we first looked at these numbers, after looking at the total, all of the different rankings, we understand where the plus-minus is coming from. It's coming from, not from David Benavidez making you miss. It's from him overwhelming you with his activity and being super accurate. Now, we're going to look at the stuff in action. Why does this work? We're going to look at it in action now. So let's pull this up here. See if we get this here. All right. So, Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. We're going to do Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade first. Let me look at the chat real quick first, though, before I continue. Let me look at the chat. See what you guys are saying. Let's see. Who should I put my money on Saturday? Well, we're going to see. We're going to see. Remember, 10-fight prediction streak, currently on a 10-fight prediction streak. Let's make it 11. Good co-main and main event tomorrow. Yes, although the co-main is a little bit in jeopardy because Jamal Charlo has come in 3.6 pounds overweight. He went on the scale during the weigh-in. He was 3.4 pounds overweight. And then they gave him like an hour to lose weight. When he came back, he weighed more somehow. I don't know how that happened. It rarely has that ever happened that you go back and the only thing you can do is lose weight. If you do nothing, if you drink no water and eat no food, there's a zero possibility for your weight to go up. Zero. The fact that somehow his weight went up is a testament to his discipline being very, very low. So I would venture a guess that he will probably go in there and not do well against Jose Benavidez Jr. I would venture a guess that he's not going to do well against David Benavidez's brother. But we'll wait and see. But I just don't think so because the discipline isn't there. The man is like, it was already a catch weight. It was already a catch weight at 163, but he's coming in at 166. Are you kidding me? That's way too heavy, bro. That's way too heavy. He's about to almost fall into a different division. But hopefully the fight still happens because sometimes people just say, all right, you know what, screw it, do the fight. I don't really care. And it looks like they're trying to do that. But we're going to see. There's going to be a lot of penalties, though. A lot of penalties. And the belt, if the belt is on the line, I don't recall. It might be on the line. He's going to lose. He lost the belt on the scale. He kept the belt for so long without any activity, and he's going to lose the belt on the scale. Finally, somebody explains what I've been saying. All right. Hopefully that's what I was doing. So I don't know if that's what you're referring to. It tells you who he fights. It tells you he fights bums with no defense. It tells you who fights bums with no defense. Because I don't know if you're talking about Demetrius Andrade or David Benavidez. One thing that's important to understand, though, is that it's not just stats. You got to look at how they fight. You got to look at how they fight. That's an important thing as well. That's why we're not just doing the stats, and we're also going to look at them actually fighting, right? What they do. Just bet against Showbiz, and you'll win every time, man. ASAP, come on now. I'm about to export this data to, we read that already. Benavidez is overrated. He's just a big dude beating up on smaller people, just like overrated Spence. Andre will give him a boxing lesson. Okay. You see Loma on there a lot, and he still can't win against the bigger names. So what that tell you, these stats mean nothing. No, they don't mean nothing. Lomachenko beat Gary Russell Jr. in his third fight to be a world champion in 3 fights. He beat an undefeated Guillermo Rigondeaux, who was also a decorated amateur, which you couldn't pick who was the best amateur between Lomachenko and Guillermo Rigondeaux. They were both the best amateurs of all time. Both 2-time gold medalists, right? He also beat Nicholas Walters, right? undefeated Nicholas Walters, the Nicholas Walters that KO'd Nonito Donaire. So just because he came up short in a fight with Teofimo Lopez and he came up short in a fight with Devin Haney, a close fight with Devin Haney, you can't be like, oh, these numbers don't mean nothing. The numbers mean something. They give you contextual information to the style of the fighter and how good they are in comparison to their peers. The videos give you an in-depth understanding of how they execute those stats. So both of those things are important. One of those things on its own, no. Both of those things together, yes, those are important things to look at. Tank throws one of the least punches and he's beaten everyone. So what are these stats supposed to tell me? What are you talking about? Everybody's style is different. If you Deontay Wilder, you don't have to throw a million punches. You don't have to beat a person down because you have that eraser. Tank has that same kind of eraser. Obviously not to the level of a Deontay Wilder, but to a high level, to a close level to what Deontay Wilder has, but in a lower division where things are more technical. He has an eraser. So does a person who has an eraser have to throw so many punches? No. But that's why video understanding as well as the contextual data combined helps you understand what can happen in a fight between two fighters. It's very important to have both of those things and not you just winging it. What will you be using as a way to actually come up with a good, sound, theoretical prediction? You're just going by the way you feel. Oh, I like Tank. He knocks people out, so he gonna win. That's how you're gonna be rocking with your predictions. And what's that? That's like a coin flip, bro. Anything could happen. The reason that we are in a 10-fight prediction streak right now is because we do these contextual breakdown of data and video to come up with a logical prediction, a theoretical, almost scientifically theoretical prediction of what will probably happen. Go back and look at my Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence video breakdown. It's almost a perfect illustration of what happened in the fight. Go all the way back to 2017 or 2016 when I gave my prediction of Andre Ward versus Kovalev 1. Is a near perfect illustration of what happened in that fight. All right, I finally got to see the full fight against Plant last night. David has some crazy punch selection. Yeah, his punch selection is amazing. Fire, what's going on, brother? Boxing is the only sport where stats don't mean ish. That's not true. That's not true, buddy. Stats mean a lot. Shakur Stevenson is the least punch, has the highest plus minus, and you see that manifests itself in the ring all the time. Granted, his last performance was horrible, but even in his last performance, his opponent's power punch percentage was still below around 14%. So that tells you, oh, Shakur Stevenson does not get hit. Shakur Stevenson is good at not getting hit. That's what that tells you. If we look at the numbers, we see Errol Spence is amongst one of the highest punch outputs in boxing at welterweight. What does that tell you? That he doesn't get tired. He has a high engine, and he's going to continue throwing punches. Even if he's not accurate, he's going to continue to throw punches. And that was the story of his whole career. He threw punches, and he overwhelmed his opponents with volume. The stats tell you that. Stats are super important even in boxing, King of 47. As much as you want to dismiss them, they're important even in boxing. Stats give you an illustration of what is being presented on screen. It lets you know David Benavidez is landing more punches on people's bodies than anybody else. It lets you know that, and that's important. It doesn't matter if you want to split hairs and be like, yeah, but he's doing it to bums. It doesn't matter. Other people are also fighting bums. Everybody's fighting bums and not bums, and Tank Davis is fighting Hector Garcia and fighting Rolly Romero. They're all fighting bums. Not everybody's fighting an elite fighter every fight. Usually elite fighters are once in a blue that everyone's fighting elite fighters. To accumulate an overall average to put you as the leader amongst all in boxing, that's Inoue, that's Chocolatito Gonzalez, That's Tyson Fury, is everybody. To put you as the leader stat-wise on CompuBox, that's a big deal. As much as you don't want it to be, it is a big deal. I got 600 on Benavidez winning by unanimous decision. Oh my goodness. It's a bad idea over on my end, but I love gambling. Okay. Wow, 600. My man said $600. All right. Okay. Hold on. Damn, there's a lot of stuff. I don't know why he not fighting Plant anyways. I don't know why he not fighting Plant anyway. LOL. You don't know why he not fighting? Who not fighting Plant? Jamel Charlo and Caleb Plant needs to happen after the. Oh, you talking about because he came in so hot, his weight is so high. Yeah, probably because Plant gave him that smack heard around the world. Jamal got to get his revenge. Benavidez hasn't fought any good defensive fighters besides Plant, but look what he did to Plant. Plant is a very good defensive fighter, and look what he did to Plant. Facts, checkmate, Lomachenko. At no point did Fanatico say these numbers determine who is going to win. They're a piece of the puzzle. Exactly. Let the man. Thank you, man. Thank you, Sir Kiken. That's what we talking about. We about to watch video footage that I put together, by the way, to make sure I don't get, copyright hit with a copyright strike. Put these together. And by the way, finally, I no longer have a copyright strike. So we lasted all 90 days with the Blueface copyright strike that Blueface gave my channel because he was hating on the critique. We're never going to put not one thing about Blueface on this channel. I don't care what he does in boxing. I'm never covering him. We lasted the entire time and didn't get another copyright strike. So our channel is in great standing right now. So I'm super hyped about that. Let me see. Also, if I didn't have context and just saw Boo Boo Plus on the screen, I'd be real confused about what's going on in this stream. Yeah, that's Boo Boo. That's Boo Boo. Don't need all these numbers and analytics. I use the eye test and Andre pops out on screen more than Benavidez to me. I got Andre outboxing. Okay, why? King of 47, before I do the video explanation, why do you have Andre beating David Benavidez? Why? Why exactly? Michael R. Davis. It's kind of a shame you have to explain the importance of stats to your viewers in layman's terms. I have to, man, because some people just want to do the shoot from the hip. Like, I'm just going to shoot from the hip. But that's how your predictions become inaccurate. We're not doing a 10-fight prediction streak and having like a 95% prediction score on the entire channel from its inception, because we just like, he looked like he's smart. He gonna win. He gonna beat this guy. We don't do that. I literally do not do that here. I literally do film study, watch multiple fights in different generations or in different time frames in each fighter's career to see if there was improvement, if there was changes. I watch multiple different fights. Then I look for common denominators and things that clash, where it's like this thing will clash against what this guy's doing, and see how good they are with the stuff that clash and what are their powerful things that overcome the other person. That's what I look at, and I look at the stats. I normally look at the stats first, and then I go in there because I have an understanding of what to expect from the fighters. I enjoy it, but there's a difference between watching it and analyzing it. There's a difference, bro. If you just watching it and you coming up with conclusions watching it, you just going to be a regular Joe Schmo flipping a coin, and you could get it right, you could get it wrong. When you analyze it, it's a different ball game, bro. It's a different ball game. I'm sorry, Jamal needs his revenge. You don't smack a man. He could have at least punched. That's true, right? Smacking is crazy. He got the mobility, slickness, and power to outdo Benavidez' pressure and flat feet. Also, his unorthodox angles as well. He's going to land that weird leaping left hook all night. Okay. Now let's look at the video. All right. The first thing we're going to look at is Boo Boo Andre's positive. This is, without a doubt, his most positive thing that he does. He, to me, is the more than being slick or making you miss or whatever, he does that to a normal and average degree to me. What he does really well is his level changing. He's the level changer. He has mastered level changing. He level changes like nobody's business. And what he does with the level changing is it helps him do a lot of things. It helps him power up his punch, set up his punch. It also throws you off. It throws you off a little bit, right? Because he might level change down here. He might level change over here. Is he loading up the right? Is he loading up the left? It lets him throw the left from a safe position, right? From coming from low. It lets him go up or low. It lets him do nothing at all. And then that all lulls you into a certain sense of security. And then we're going to look at his jarring negative that might fall into the hands of David Benavidez. Now, let's look at his positive, as I mentioned. Boo Boo's plus. Here we go. All right, so here you already see it happening, right? Demetrius Andrade is already doing the level change. And I took snippets of all of this stuff. In this level change, you'll see he didn't throw off the level change. All that causes crazy confusion and manipulation. So if you're expecting him to throw as he level changes, well, guess what? He'll throw after he level changes. That's tricky. That's tricky. So if you look at it again, level changes, gets up, and because he's level changing, he's rolling, he's moving. Once he level changes and gets up, he's also loading on this side, which lets him shoot that jab really quickly. The jab that he shoots right there. Then he throws it straight down the pipe. And then there'll be moments where he'll level change and do nothing at all. See how he level changes? See how he level changes and it lets him shift his weight from one side to the other? So he could do this and throw the left straight down the pipe. He could do this and throw the left straight down the pipe. Or he could go to his right and then he has a good loaded up jab and throw that jab. But in this instance, he does nothing at all. Confusing. But at the same time, he's taking pictures. He's looking at what his fighters do, what his opponent does as he's level changing. His bread and butter is the level change. You will never watch David Benavidez the same way I've kind of ruined Errol Spence for a lot of people when I explained his jab, overhand, jab, body shot. And then people were like, bro, I've never watched him the same ever again. All I see is him doing that. You will never watch Demetrius Andrade the same again after my analysis of Demetrius Andrade. His bread and butter is that level change and the setups behind it because it's so multifaceted. It's actually really intelligent. Nobody does it to the level that he does it. Pun intended. All right. Here he does the change and comes with the straight. Boom. Right? Here he does this change, the level change and comes with the body shot. Boom. So you're getting all these different mixes. Right? Doesn't do anything. Changes, beep, comes in, boom. Right? Does it again, boom, to the body. So now there's confusion. He might do the level change and do nothing. He might do the level change and roll to his right and throw the jab and start a combination off his jab. He might do the level change and throw the left straight. He might do the level change and throw a body hook. There's so much to worry about. So much to worry about. And then once he sees the opening, boom, he's going to go for it. And he could get it just like that. Because of all of the different things that you got to worry about, he could get you just like that. Boom, 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 right? He could just do that all day because there's so much that he could do off of the level changes themselves. That's why when people say, it's so weird that he throws the rear hand so much. Not a lot of people throw the rear hand so much. But the reason he throws the rear hand so much is because that level change gives him that opportunity to do it. That level change gives him that opportunity to do it. Now, man, even ASAP TV, even though you're saying he's open for the left hook, that level change is really, really good because he's already in the motion of rolling. He could level change, and if he sees you throwing, he could switch up his right hand to an instant roll because he's already shifted from this side. So he's shifted on this side, he could roll right under your hook. The level change is super multifaceted in the way that Boo Boo Andre uses it. So I see that you're saying he's open for the left hook, but there's a lot of fights that you could watch him, and he'll go like this, and somebody throw the left hook, and he'll just roll right under it because he's already all the way over here. He's already all the way down here. All right. And then he gets the knockdown, right? And then he keeps on doing it here. Oh, no. Actually, yeah. This is actually a setup thing that I wanted to show you guys in preparation for his what happens when he does something that's not good, that doesn't work for him. Notice something that he does. Notice what he does here every time his opponent attacks. Now, the level change and all that works. It works really well for his offense. It works really well for his offense. But here's the thing with Demetrius Andrade. When his opponents attacks, for the most part, he loves to go straight back on the center line. He loves to go straight back on the center line. So if you see an attack right here, he goes straight back, just like that. Again, another attack. You notice his reaction? Straight back. That's his Achilles heel. That's his Achilles heel. And you want to see how his Achilles heel can be exploited? Very easily. With feints to fish out that he's going to step back, and with continuous attack, which means once you do that first attack that you know he's going to step back on, you continue to push and continue to do a further more attacks after that, more combinations, constantly pushing forward. Who's the number one guy that does that? David Benavidez. But let's look at it in real time. Let's look at what happens when he gets caught in that. Now, here you'll see his opponent does a feint, and guess what he does? Guess what Demetrius Andrade does when his opponent feints? I don't even got to tell y'all. He's going to do a step feint right here. Watch. Steps in. You see he moves back. He does a more aggressive step in right here. Right here. And look, Demetrius steps back. You see that? He steps back very cleanly. Now we got to look at that one more time. He's stepping. He does a more aggressive step in because he noticed that the small one didn't do much. Boom, he steps back. Now he has that understanding. He does a slight step, he's not going to move. He does a big step, he's going to step back. He attacks. So what happens if you do a big step and don't attack and the person moves back? Obviously, that's telling you that if you actually attack, that's what they're going to do. And his opponent takes advantage. He steps in with the attack. Demetrius Andrade steps back. He continues to step forward. He continues to step forward and drops Demetrius Andrade. And this is, I'm telling you, this is going to be his Achilles heel because it's baked into his defense. It's baked into his defense. Feint, big step back. Feint, steps back, boom, drops him. Keeps his head on the center line, doesn't slip. A person like, for example, Shakur Stevenson, he might control distance by stepping back, but then you'll also see him slip because he's not just keeping his head on the center line. But Demetrius Andrade, he steps back and keeps his head on the center line. That's going to be food for somebody like a David Benavidez. That's going to be food. However, again, the way he does his level changing, his offense, which this creates offense and defense for him to a certain degree, but it's basically him masking all of his offense, where his big umph moves, his big exclamation mark moves, they're all done from him doing the level change because it loads up his punches. It lets him shift from left to right, decide which punch he wants to use. It lets him roll punches if he engages incorrectly. And it lets him throw from multiple different positions. And you don't know if it's coming low. You don't know if it's coming high because you'll change levels immediately. This level change is beautiful for him and works like magic for him. But let's move forward, right? Now we're going to look at David Benavidez. See, we get to David Benavidez. Gets dropped. Oh, here's another one where he moves back. This one wasn't called a knockdown. It was considered not a knockdown, but you could see the same problems there, right? This one was not officially a knockdown, but you could see that the same problems are there. Let's go back a little bit. He gets dropped there. Here you'll see constant push. He's already uncomfortable. That constant push, he's uncomfortable. If you keep pushing forward, it throws him off. He wants to step back and that be it. But if he stepped back, it's like if you keep that going forward, which is not, it doesn't feel natural to keep moving forward and punching. It doesn't feel natural. So a lot of times people just use that half step forward or just a quick step forward because it's safer to do that and go back into your guard, which is why this works from time to time and why, of course, he hasn't been defeated. Because that works. Most people don't want to just constantly keep moving forward unless you're David Benavidez. So you could just go forward and stop and he'll be good. But he doesn't know what to do for the most part if you keep pushing forward. He doesn't know what to do. You saw how tangled up he got, how awkward it is. And I wanted to show two different versions of it where it's not just an immediate knockdown so that you can see how befuddled he is in that situation. Boom, boom, look, constant movement. Look, he's all tied up. Boom, and he falls. They didn't consider this a knockdown. Personally, I would have considered it a knockdown, but they didn't consider that a knockdown. But you can see what I'm talking about. He's befuddled. He's flustered. He's awkward. It didn't feel right. Why is he coming in? Like, what's going on? Why is he in my space? I took my step back because he took multiple steps forward. Some fighters are going to read that. They're going to use feints. They're going to read that. They're going to be punching. They're going to see it, right? Now, I want to start off with David Benavidez's minuses. And really, it's the minus that most fighters that are aggressive deal with. This is the minuses that most fighters that are aggressive deal with. If you get in on David Benavidez and you start, you're first, you get out the moment he wants to engage. Because once it's his turn, he's gonna go crazy. So you got to get out and get out completely. I'm talking about get out, roll, leave. Because he wants to go crazy. He's going to sometimes let you throw, and then when it's his turn, it's a wrap. So you got to throw your punches. The moment you feel that he wants to become offensive, you got to get out of there. One of the best fighters to have exploited that was Caleb Plant. Now, Caleb Plant is good on his feet. This is one of the reasons why I think David Benavidez, if he ever fights Canelo Alvarez, he might be a problem for Canelo Alvarez. Because David Benavidez, if Canelo's feet are not that good, and Canelo's head movement, it's not going to fare well with a super accurate, the most accurate puncher in boxing. And that's not a hyperbole. That is literally the stats, the CompuBox stats that we have. Look at what Caleb Plant does. Boom, 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 boom. Throwing punches, and he's out of there. He's not going to stay there for more punches. David Benavidez didn't decide to punch there, but Caleb Plant got all he needed. He got all he needed, and he stopped. He didn't continue to push forward, right? Some people get like punched, like gun-ho on just, I'm doing good, I'm going to keep doing good. He stopped. Again, he goes in, boom, boom. Feels offense, he's out of there. Because that's David Benavidez's bread and butter. The moment Plant felt offense, and you can see it happen right here. Not in this one. This one, he got his punches in, and he said, I'm good. Right here, he goes in, boom, Boom, boom. Felt offense right there. Immediate. The moment Plant felt offense, he was gone. The moment he felt offense, goodbye. I'm not standing there. But look at his escape. He escaped by rolling to his left and then pivoting and then stepping out. Not stepping back in a straight line. So that's David Benavidez's minus. Is if you get in and get out, it's going to be very difficult for him. So a fighter with good feet, good footwork, good movement, good pivoting, ability to get out of there, they're going to give David Benavidez some problems. But he could weather the storm because, one, he's not afraid to get hit. That's why you can see that his plus minus doesn't even come from his defensive prowess. If we looked at his defensive stats, he wasn't in the top 10. He might be at number 11, who knows, but he's not in the top 10. Demetrius Andrade is in the top 10 on 3 of those stats. His plus minus in terms of his punch connection versus punches landing on him is simply from his volume and his connect percentage, his ability to connect his punches. But let's look at his positives. And there's a bunch of them. Now, as we said, he loves to fight squared up, which makes all his punches unpredictable, scary, powerful. If I'm squared up, this punch going to be almost as hard as this one. If I'm like this one is not going to be, I'm already turned into you. This one's not going to be as hard as this one, where I'm loading it and I'm shooting it. This one's already turned. Look, this one's already turned. I got to lean and then go. But if I'm squared up, look at the difference. Boom. Yo, my watch stay doing that now. Like, I don't understand. All right, look. Boom. Boom. Look at the difference between this and this, right? I don't got to load up. I'm already loaded up. That's what he loves to do. Boom. Look at it squared up. Boom. Powerful left hook. Boom. Powerful right hook. Just as powerful as his left hook. And because he has a crazy engine, he will tire you out. Because all of that throwing combinations and getting out of there, throwing combinations and getting out of there, throwing combinations, it will start to wear on you while all Benavidez is doing is catching punches, taking some punches, not caring about getting hit, and walking forward. Squared up. So you can't escape to the left and you can't escape to the right. You have to have space. That's why he loves to put you on the ropes. That's his favorite spot to have you on. Because you're not really going to escape on the left and you're not going to escape to the right because he's so squared up. Where do you go? There's nowhere to go. There's no escape route. And you can't go backwards. So that's where he mauls people. He pushes them on the ropes. And you'll notice that whenever he can get you, pushes you on the rope, he'll push you onto the rope so he can get you in that sweet spot where he could do damage. Crazy engine. Now you're noticing that as Benavidez is doing his offense, Caleb Plant is not escaping anymore because he's probably tired. He's winded from all of the trying to escape, all that stuff. He's tired. And right here, David Benavidez has his opponent on the ropes, just where he wants him. And he does little tricky stuff because he's squared up. He could do a whole wind up and throw it away and punch you somewhere else because he doesn't have to reset. He's already squared up. It gives him it puts him in a horrible position to get hit, but he's okay with getting hit. That's the crazy thing about it. He's okay with getting hit because he's confident that he will hit you harder, he will hit you more accurately, and he will eat your punch. So he's all right with it. He's going to defend himself as best as he can because being squared up, that means you're not bladed, right? When you're bladed, you're a smaller target. He know he's going to be a bigger target. He's willing to do his defense while being a bigger target and giving himself that offensive advantage that you're not willing to do because you don't want to square up. Most fighters are not willing to square up. But look at what he could do. He could wind this up right here, wind it up, just like that. You're going to defend. And then he could just change it instantly. He could instantly change it. This is why he's so accurate, because he could be so tricky with his stance. He could wind it up and just change it because he's going to go right back to already being loaded up. If he's like this, he's already loaded up. He could just shoot a powerful one upstairs. And that's exactly what he did. Whoop. Boom. Right upstairs. Just like that. Simple. Simple, but effective. Simple, but effective. And again, he's willing to throw because he's in this awkward position for you. It's awkward for you and comfortable for him. And you're comfortable for him because he's used to fighters being in this posture, right? High guard against the ropes. He's used to that. Because he's in this weird position, he could throw uppercuts, multiple uppercuts with the same hand. He could throw an uppercut and a hook. He could go like this. He could do whatever he wants because every hand is powerful. Every hand is almost equally loaded. Every hand is going to hurt you. And look what he does. Boom, body shot. Short uppercut. Sees you coming in, boom, super short uppercut. Already loaded. Everything's already set up. Boom, uppercut. Another uppercut. And look at how another uppercut misses it, but another uppercut, body shot. And he's trying to escape. Nope, he wants you on the ropes. That punch is not just a punch to hit you. It's also a punch to say, nah. Get back over here. I want you up against the ropes. And look how he positions himself right in front of him. Right after he tried to escape, he chased him, hits him to keep him right there, chases him, hits him to keep him right there, and then goes right in front of him and continues his attack. And look at that short uppercut. Look, right here, short, boom. Pushes him, pushes him to keep him on the ropes. Another uppercut, another hook with the same hand he threw the uppercut with because he's squared up. You don't know where the punches are coming from, and they all hurt. You don't know where the punches are coming from, and they all hurt. Uppercut, straight, uppercut. It's relentless. It's relentless. And then you add on top of the fact that the man is never tired. He's never gets tired. He's up there with Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez in terms of these punches being landed on a person, on his opponents. He's up there with Juan Francisco Estrada. Those are little guys. He's not supposed to be there. He's not supposed to be on that list with them, but he is. Him and Gennady Golovkin are the only two people that are not little guys that are in the top 10 in terms of punches landed on their opponents. Think about that. Think about that. How crazy that is. Think about that. Uppercut from weird angles, doesn't even matter, and he's out of there. And he's out of there. So that basically was the explanation between both of them. Now, one thing that I will say is that this step back will fall. This step back problem that he does almost on a 90% clip. Even there, when he's throwing his attack, he's stepping back, just stepping back. You attack him, he's going to step back on a straight line. He's not even going to step back like, no. He's just going to step straight back. Him doing that against David Benavidez, especially once David Benavidez gets his back on the ropes or gets him close or takes the center of the ring, which is more likely to happen because David Benavidez is not going to care so much about getting hit as much as Demetrius Andrade is going to care about it. We've seen him rock. We've seen him hurt. We've seen him, while Benavidez, he's like a truck. He's a truck. But this step, look at continuously stepping back. A big feint to step in, he steps straight back on the center line. Doesn't do anything other than step back. And then when somebody just goes forward and doubles up that step forward and doesn't do a half step, does a full step and another full step while continuing his attack, Demetrius Andrade is caught off guard. And even if you don't catch him with a punch, as we've seen, just continuing to step forward after he steps back is already discombobulating him. And who's the king of just consistent, nonstop aggression, move forward, walk you down? Who's not going to care about throwing multiple shots nonstop while moving forward? David Benavidez. So, let's conclude this. Let's switch over to my face very quick. Let's conclude this. In my humble opinion, after obviously analyzing it, sharing what my findings were with you guys, and looking at the punch stats, I believe that David Benavidez is probably going to win the fight against Demetrius Andrade. Now, the safest thing is a unanimous decision, but I do believe that because of that Achilles heel that Demetrius Andrade carries, I don't think that his level changing is going to be something that creates pause for David Benavidez, because he doesn't care to get hit as much as the next guy. Most fighters don't even want to get hit, period, so that could create a pause. He doesn't care to get hit. He's going to move forward. So he's going to take that away from just being consistent. It might take him some time, but I do believe that more than likely he'll get the knockout against Demetrius Andrade, because that step back is gonna be overwhelmed by David Benavidez's activity. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? Do you guys have your predictions? Remember, Boxing Fanatico is on a 10-fight prediction streak. Technically, you can say I'm on a 12-fight prediction streak, but nobody wanted to count the KSI fight or the Logan Paul fight or the Tyson Fury and Ngannou fight. So, all right, if y'all don't want to count that, all right, we could throw them away. If we throw those away and just count real boxing fights, I'm on a 10-fight prediction streak. What's going to happen? Do you guys feel that David Benavidez is going to win, or that Demetrius Andrade is going to lose? I'm curious. That's just my prediction, guys. It don't got to be your prediction. It's my prediction. I make sure that I do my homework to show you how I came up with the prediction. I don't just be like, oh, he's a slick fighter and he's an aggressive fighter, but the aggression is going to overwhelm him and that's why he's going to win. I pinpoint what you could expect. And we're going to go live. We're going to talk about it while it's happening. So, you said probably. I didn't say probably. I said probably by KO. But I have Benavidez winning. My prediction only hinges on who wins the fight. Not if it's like a KO and no. It just hinges on who wins the fight. David Benavidez is a person who will win the fight. The safest thing to always say is unanimous decision. But I believe because of the clash of the way they fight, that he will eventually get the knockout in the later rounds. Somewhere around the 8th, 9th, or 9, 10, 11. Somewhere around 9, 10, 11. Because one of the things, too, endurance-wise, Benavidez don't get tired, and Boo Boo Andre has shown himself to get tired. Now, Boo Boo Andre has really elite level-changing skills. So it's not going to be like a walk in the park. He's not going to just destroy him. He's going to have to overcome that, because he could even get away from stuff in the initiation of the level changes. If he's just standing there and you come in, he'll step back. But if he's moving, he'll roll. If he's level changing, he'll roll because he's already in that momentum. So in that initiation, he's going to, he could get out of there. He could move his head off the center line. But when you're just pushing forward and attack, he's going to step back. And I think that over time, when he gets tired, all of that movement is going to start to reduce. His reactions is going to be slower, and David Benavidez will start to overwhelm him. David Benavidez will start to overwhelm him. Let me see what you guys are saying. Got to get that popcorn. I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. I always try my best to make sure you guys get a breakdown. If Benavidez wins and Canelo still ducks him, I just move up and wait and fight Bivol. A win over him will make Alvarez look bad and be a pretty victory for David Benavidez. Bivol might be difficult, though. Bivol might be difficult for David, for sure, because Bivol would be bigger, obviously, and he's really, really smart in the way he engages and disengages when he fights. So he might be difficult. That fight versus Davis was good. I was impressed by Chiron stepping in on short notice. Yeah. And he was pushing the fight, right? He was pushing the fight. Yo, everybody, my fault. I missed this one. Your boy say been in bed all day. We're ready for the fight tomorrow, though. It's all good. Don't worry. My man said dad bod ain't gonna do nothing. That's the surface level stuff. Dad bod don't matter. The king of all dad bods is Tyson Fury. And he out here beating Deontay Wilder. So the dad bods don't matter, bro. It's just the skill. The skill is the thing that matters. That's it. I got Benavidez stopping Andrade and Benavidez stopping Maul Charlo. Yeah. I see it kind of like that too. David will smother Andrade with flurries. Yeah. Especially because he's doing that step back. That step back is too much. It's just too easy. He leaves you open. He leaves himself open for you to continuously step forward. Remember, psychologically as a fighter, you feel unsafe stepping forward more than a half step or a step. It doesn't feel safe. If you ever fought or sparred, you feel that sensation that you're putting yourself in danger. You almost always immediately want to get back into a defensive mindset. You don't want to be you don't want to be held up in an offensive mindset. But when somebody shows their cards, you become more comfortable bucking whatever traditional boxing technical element that you're supposed to uphold, because you know that it's an opening for you. With Demetrius Andrade, that one step back that he does without moving his head off the center. Now, if he moved his head off the center line and he did some stuff, you wouldn't feel as confident continuously engaging him. Like if he stepped back and dipped and hold and stuff, you wouldn't feel confident. But because he just steps back and he don't know what to do after the step back, if you step forward twice and you're still in offense, you're going to get him. And he's going to have to work off of that. We're going to watch the fight tomorrow. We're going to watch it together. Y'all going to see what I'm talking about. The angry casual fan, good breakdown. Benavidez wins. I changed my mind. Wow. Damn, that makes me feel good. I actually changed angry casual fan's mind. My man never changes his mind. Okay. So I'm doing something right with the way I'm presenting my predictions. Just by not just saying it and showing it piece by piece, I think I'm doing something right. That made me feel good, the angry casual gamer. We got Bivol fight next month too. Let's go. Yes, we do. Andre fights too tight. I think he'll fight a tight style, keep his guard at the center, trying to move his head, and Benavidez will get around. He fights smart. He pretty much mastered level changing, but the problem is that level changing facilitates his offense more than his defense. And if he's not level changing and giving you all these different looks and you got to think about 100 million or 100 different things, you're going to get him with the step back. Bet I'm going to tune in tomorrow with y'all. Let's go. All right. We're going to go ahead and end it there. I hope you guys enjoyed that breakdown. I love doing the official breakdowns, the official prediction videos. Let's see if we make it to 11 fights in a row predicted. This will be very, very interesting to see. King of 47, I pray I pray that you're in the live stream tomorrow, because if I'm wrong or you're wrong, it'll still be a fun time. And I'd rather you be in here so that we could talk about it in real time. So please be there. Please. Only thing Benavidez has to worry about is Andre's uppercut through the guard. Yeah, nah, he good at that. But the thing with Benavidez is he'll take punches because he's squared up. He'll take punches. He's easier to hit with an uppercut through the guard because he's squared up. But he doesn't mind. As long as it allows him to close the distance, he'll take a punch to engage his own offense. That's really why he's the monster, because it's like nothing stops him. It's not so much that he's defending a lot of that stuff. It's just that he'll defend it and he'll move forward. He'll get hit and he'll move forward. You'll hit him to the body and he'll move forward. Nothing stops him from moving forward. Demetrius also has an endurance issue, stamina issue, while it almost looks like Benavidez gains more energy as the fight continues to go forward towards the 12th round. And if you slick and using all that energy, you're going to be so tired and he's going to be so energized, it's going to be like a snowball effect. It's going to be an avalanche of just consistency, while also having the best punch selection in boxing, the best punch selection skills in boxing based off of the data that we have. You're going to lose with Fanatico then. All right, we're going to see. Ain't going nowhere. I'll be here tomorrow either looking like a genius or looking foolish. Hey, listen, man, we're going to see. We're going to see. But I got Benavidez winning by KO. But obviously, my prediction only hinges on if he wins, because him winning is not based off of one-punch knockout. It's based off of him consistently pushing his aggression towards Boo Andrade. All right, we're going to go ahead and end it. We will be live tomorrow for the fight, guys. And, of course, as always, we're live Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern Time to 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. And we also drop videos every now and then. You never know. We might drop a video. We dropped a recent video that's doing really, really good. Like, blew my mind how many views are just coming in like in waves with the new Gervonta Tank Davis offer to Devin Haney. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. A lot of people are rocking with that video. They love it. A lot of you guys are watching it. It's a changing of the guard with Boxing Fanatico here. All these videos, when we talk about boxing, are now starting to generate a lot of views. So I'm super excited about the channel, and it's all thanks to you guys. Hit the like on your way out. People watch these after. This is a really important one. People are going to want to watch this, especially if they want to make sure that they keep their money. you want to make sure you stick with a Boxing Fanatical prediction. All right, until the next one, guys, I will see you tomorrow. Peace out.